How's it going, everybody? So I just decided to make this video just because, at certain moments, at certain times, things pop into my head, and I remember, I reflect back on how things were, what my mindset was like, and today, I just posted about in 22 wanting to go over to Morocco in North Africa, and I sat with that for a while, and I was like, wow, how did I go from that? How did I go from literally 3 years ago? I was afraid to go 2-3 kilometers from home, and not just that, I was afraid. I literally didn't go 3 kilometers from home in 3 years. The disorder lasted 10 years. The last 3 years, the disorder was just crippling agoraphobia, and that's why that's what I want to top on. That's what I want to touch on in this video, is how one gets from that place to here, to being unable to jog or unable to walk 3 kilometers from his home, to then being able to run marathons and get on planes to obviously come over to Paris. Not just that, but to live here. At some stage in my life when I was going through it, I thought I couldn't cope with life. I thought if I was doing something like this, living in I couldn't even get in a car to go 20 minutes down the road, and for me to even think of living in a different country, it was non-existent in my mind at the time. It was I just can't even think of that. I couldn't even dream of that, because that's just how my mindset was. So I want to talk about how the process has gone, what has happened, how did this happen, because I am a living, breathing example of what true recovery is from these disorders. And I'm also someone who never thought I could recover, who thought I had the worst condition out of them all. Out of everybody, I thought I was the worst, as we all think that. So how did I, what small things, what information can I give you? When I look back, it's hard for me to say, because I know some people are really going through this and it's so difficult for them. And that was that was my mindset back then. I just really thought I could never escape from this. But at some time in the disorder, you have to take responsibility. They say, this is me. I'm keeping myself stuck. Because I had all the information in books and stuff like that, and I knew what had to be done, but I was so unwilling to do it because of the fear. It's so horrible. The thoughts, you just don't want to face that. Nobody wants to face that. We want to just get over the disorder naturally. We don't want to have to do all the hard work, and we don't want to do that, and at some stage we have to get real with ourselves. And again, this isn't for everybody. This is only for people who basically have agoraphobic traits, which they've, conditioned themselves to live in a, like the way I was living, in a 3 kilometer radius, or maybe just living, you're just not living life to the fullest. You're not living your life. You're going in a car and you're afraid to go certain directions, and you have all these habits, behaviors, and you're not living your life freely, and it in your heart, it, and I knew it, and I knew I had to change, and I knew it was down to me. I've lived with the disorder for 10 years, and we have to, at some stage of our lives, take responsibility. It's up to us to fix ourselves, to heal from this ourselves, to say, I'm not accepting this anymore. And that's what I done. And I started off so slowly, and it's just how it shifted into, I literally thought I couldn't cope with life. I didn't even want to think about jobs, relationships, houses and stuff like that. I couldn't cope with life because I had no confidence. It was torn apart from me, taken away. Sonny's gone crazy there in the background. Oh, she's distracting me from this video, but bless her. So yeah, I literally just felt like I couldn't cope, guys, and maybe I couldn't, but how did I get from there to wanting to travel to North Africa? It's insane. And that's what I wanted to make the video about today, the small steps, how this transitions into an accumulation of confidence. These disorders are also confidence based as well. People are going through this, their confidence is at a literally all-time low. Everything was taken away from me, guys. I wasn't able to work. I wasn't able to travel in cars. I wasn't able to go to birthdays. Lost out on friends, relationships, everything. You know, and I know that's exactly what people are experiencing as well. And so, how did it happen for me, guys? As you know, my story is, you know, how I recovered is how I recovered. It's me. It's my journey. And I basically once you overcome the fear of panic, guys, you're 99% there. And once you overcome the fear of panic, guys, and how I done that was I just decided to run. I just decided to run because that just gave me so much confidence in my. I used to think I was going to have a heart attack, stroke, seizure, and all this kind of stuff. And I I ran, and I always made it home, you know. And it was crazy how it all happened. Like I literally, obviously, went from being afraid to run anywhere, not just around my block, but run anywhere, to then 4 months to just being consistent with that, and then in 4 months, you know, being able to clock up 15k, 10k, and going crazy amounts places away from home the first time in many years. And with that, something just happens inside you. Something just happens. Like, what do you want? Like, confidence has been taken away from you. As you progress through recovery, your confidence comes back to. You'll never even. I had never been so confident in all my life. When I started back training and working again, I was like, whoa, this is like, it's special. It's a special feeling. And that's what happens when you take on this journey. You just become so brave. So it's just a sensational feeling. It's horrible at the start. You know, it's horrible the first even month for me, 2 months, even going into the 3 months. But when I was like halfway through the 3 months and then going into the 4th month, I was running 25, 30 kilometers from home. They think about that, like 4 months previously, I was afraid to walk 1k to the shop. Now I'm going 30 kilometer runs. I'm not saying everyone has to do those long distance running, but that's how far my confidence took me. I wanted to challenge myself. To then 4 months on to jogging the Dublin Marathon, and then literally 1 month later on, I took my first ever flight to France, to Paris, and it still goes down as the best day of my life, how I felt emotionally that day. And I've just continued to go from strength to strength. And it's important that I want to mention, right, so this is the mindset approach that I took, and why we don't believe in ourselves. So even when I was going to Paris, the first time I booked my tickets, obviously I had my friend mentoring me like through all of this. Back in Dublin, he was in his 40s, as you know, that I had a lot of help from this guy. He was the one that forced me to go on jogs with him, brought me on the jogs, talked me through it, and I was literally begging him to come to France with me. You know, I said, so here was my mindset coming to Paris for the first time. This was before the marathon. I was like, I have to go over here. I have to go to France. Can you come with me? And I was looking up hotels near our apartment, and I was saying, I'll book you into this hotel. I'll pay for your trip. Just come on the train with me. I'll just come on the plane with me, please. I don't think I can do it alone. Like, although I've made great strides, I don't think I can do this alone. And that's the mindset I was in, you know, and that's still the progress. Although I made great strides in even wanting to get on the plane, I was still had that inability to give myself to be my own safe zone. I still didn't fully have it yet until I had to do it all alone. But that was my mindset going to Paris. I wanted this guy to come on the plane with me and book him into a hotel that's just down the road. Just in case, you know. But anyway, took the plane journey on my own. But that was my mindset going into it, guys. Compared to now, you know, now it's just crazy. Like now, even like for things like being unable to cope. Even like I was in France there on my own. My girlfriend took a trip back home, over to Morocco for I think like 2 weeks, and I was just me and Sunny in the apartment on our own. It's even little things like that, small things, that boost you. Like, I'm capable, I'm strong, nothing's gonna happen to me. It's fear, it's panic, but you only realise that when you put yourself in the position and you overcome it and you see it through. And that's how basically recovery happens. Every single thing I've done, I seen it through, and I just found out panic is just worry. You know, as awful as it is, because we feed it with what it's not. You know, we actually, you know, evidence-based at what it actually is, the facts of what it is. You know, it helps us out a lot, but because it's such a nasty feeling, we just attach all these crazy behaviours and rituals to it. So guys, that's a little bit of a story for you, how my mindset was before coming to Paris. I wanted, he was my life mentor at the time, became a life mentor to me. Like, wow, incredible, so grateful. Literally just emailed him there around 2 weeks ago saying how grateful I am. I always send him a quick email. So yeah, I wanted him to come on the plane with me and get a hotel. I was going to pay for his hotel and his flights, and he just said, no, you can do this. And I did, done it myself, and you know, possibly going to North Africa, over to Morocco in 2022. Absolutely incredible. But you know, I put it all into work. I put all the effort in. I seen fear through to the other side almost every day, till eventually, just because my life depended on it, guys. I was stuck in that for 10 years. That was it. But that's it, guys. Just a quick little bit of inspirational video for you guys to see how I started off to where I am now. I'm no special case. This ain't no special case, guys. This is just someone who puts in the work, and I just badly wanted recovery more than anything. I wanted it more than any panic attack. I wanted it more than the biggest panic attack in the world. I was willing to go into all these places and experience panic and make it out every single damn time. And again, at the start of the video, I said sometimes eventually this disorder leads us down a path where it's almost like a behavioural condition, and it's us that's keeping ourselves stuck. You know, we have all the correct information, time to put it into action. So guys, that's it. You know, what's 12 minutes for this video, so I'm gonna cut it off here, post it, and yeah, hopefully some people, as always with these videos, hopefully you take some inspiration. You know, it's always small steps, guys, but it's consistent. It's consistency. And yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. So yeah, let's see what life has in store for all of us. You know, so I wish everybody well, and yeah, God bless. Take it easy.